Style. Style is the answer to everything.
Hey guys, Daniel here with Handy Danny on YouTube, and Fernie with Fernie's Appliance in my local hometown. I created this YouTube channel to help people who aren't sure what to do. Today I'm going to be working on a clogged sink. I just did my tub. Thought, man, maybe I should have made a video out of this. Don't know if anybody would be interested. So I decided to go ahead and show my sink here. It does this occasionally. I don't like the P-trap that's in the sink, and I believe that's why it continues to plug up. But I'm going to show you what it's doing and how to resolve the issue. All right, so here's my sink. As you can see, you can twist this little plug off, and it's kind of longer. But if you just continue to twist it, you can tell there's nothing really there. You turn it on. The issue that I'm having is after it's on for just a certain amount of time, it'll actually start to back up. And I'm probably going to make a liar out of myself because it's not currently backing up. But if you're in here brushing your teeth, sometimes you let your water run too long, you can see that it is starting to back up there now. Now what gets me upset is I don't like the water to back up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that back in real quick. A couple turns. And the P-trap system that I have, it's got this little thing versus just your regular U shape that comes down. Now this is going to work for both. What I need to do is I need to loosen this up here, and then this right here has a deal that unscrews, and then this comes off. Now what's usually the problem is this has got full of wife's hair, daughter's hair. When I do haircuts, some of my hair gets washed down in here, mixed with toothpaste and all other gunk, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. So I'm gonna get something to put under here because you don't ever want to just take this off because this does have water left in it and it'll drip out. You can see little drip marks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a bucket and then show you guys the process to take that off. Alrighty, so I got my bucket underneath there. So the first step I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna just take this off. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to rewrap with Teflon, but there is a little plastic thing here that your gasket should help from leaking. Now whether it will all the time or not, I don't know. Now you can see as I separate it, just clogged with hair. It's got gunk down in there, it's got gunk in there. That's my problem for slow draining. You can see the water dripping. That's why I put a bucket. I don't like messes. The next step I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably need both hands because I'm gonna have to hold this here and then twist and turn. So one moment. Alright, so I broke it loose just with my hands, and then I'm just gonna unscrew this here, and then that lifts up. Now this is just gonna pull straight down. This is where most of our water will probably come running out. Alright, that is off of there. Now this is the gross part. You can actually see the big wad of hair that just came out. Again, if you have wives, daughters, that's the big issue. And I know this is disgusting, guys. It grosses me out too, but it's a video that I would really like to show. Now, I know it sounds stupid, and I know it sounds like, duh, nobody would do that. But in the past, I don't know if I'm just thinking about the nastiness and I didn't really want to do this, but I ended up pouring the water in the sink and then everything back out at the bottom. So remember, don't do it. What I do is I just come over to the tub, and now I'm gonna look down in there, and you're gonna see more hair and all kinds of stuff. And you can see the stuff that came out. It's disgusting no matter how you look at it. So what I do is turn on the water of the tub, rinse this out, make sure it's all cleaned, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I might need to put the camera down for you to see the stuff that comes out of it. Just gross. And I just unplugged this, so hopefully this doesn't make it any worse. You'll see some hair down in there. I'm gonna get that cleaned out, and then I need both hands to do so. So get it cleaned out, and then I will show you guys the next step. Anyway, so I got it cleaned out pretty good. You can see kind of in there. There's no hair, there's no massive clogs. this is what I did pull out. I stuck some toilet paper in there and then just rotated it and twisted it and cleaned it and washed it out with water. Should have already flushed that because looking at it makes me kind of grossed out. So I'm gonna get a little bit of toilet paper here. I'm gonna grab this clog of hair. I just kind of grab the edge there, and you can see I just keep pulling hair out. I mean, that's pretty disgusting if you ask me, but it's just toothpaste and wife and daughter's hair. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of actually flushing that, I'm just gonna grab a bunch of toilet paper, wrap it up, and throw it in the trash can. All right, so we've done that, wrapped it up, thrown it in there. You can see it's pretty dang cleaned out now. What you could do is, I have this little snake, it's a 3 feet snake that I actually just cleaned my tub with. I'll show you what that looks like. If you get one, they're not very expensive. You can get them at Walmart, that's where I got mine. But just attaches to the end of your drill. If you have a drill, you don't need anything fancy to do so. And then it's just a snake that goes right down to the end. And when you turn on the drill, it just rotates. And the hook at the end, as you can see, it's got like that here. That grabs onto the hair and then twists the hair up into a knot when you pull it out. So that really helps out. Inexpensive, real easy to do. If you have a drill, it works out perfectly fine. But again, now that that's done, I cleaned off the Teflon off of the edge there. I'm probably going to rewrap the Teflon just to make sure I have no leaks. So I'll explain how I put that Teflon on. It is going to be difficult since I don't have another recorder, or someone holding my phone, but we'll give it a shot. All right, guys, so I went and got some Teflon. Really inexpensive stuff. A couple bucks, you can get a roll of this, and it just comes on. Now, the complicated thing about Teflon, or where I found out that it's a little complicated, is it is directional. If you don't put this on correctly, it'll peel off as you start to put the nut back on here to tighten it. So you want the end, the way it ends, to go the same direction that the nut's gonna twist on to tighten it. If you don't, it's just gonna peel the Teflon right back off. So make sure that you put it on in the direction that the Teflon ends. And I'm gonna go ahead and get it started and see if I can show you guys. All right, guys, so I've got my piece here that needs it. Now what's difficult is, you see there's only a few threads, 3 threads. So it's not real thick, so you can't start down low and work your way up or up and down. But the way my nut is going to screw onto this is, it's going to turn in this direction. This is backwards, so this is turning left. So what I wanna do is, I'm gonna take my Teflon here and I'm going to go left as well, because I want the ending of that Teflon to be facing left, so as I screw that nut on. If not, the opening of the Teflon, as you spin that nut on, if it's going against the way the nut goes on, it's just gonna peel the Teflon off and you're gonna be fighting it all day long. Don't want that, so let's see if we can do this here. This is a little more difficult with nobody holding this. I'm gonna scoot this over. So what I've done is, I've set this little thing in the Teflon cover. We'll see if that works. All right, so this is a little difficult. So I've got that in the Teflon cover. Now what I'm going to do, and maybe if I flip it this way, it ain't gonna work either, is I'm gonna start my Teflon, we'll pull it out a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to stick it right onto the threads there. And then I just slightly go around. Now, if I let go of where that Teflon starts, it's gonna spin. So what I like to do is put my thumb on the back side and hold it there. And now, as I continue to do it, so there's one wrap, we're coming around for the second. And I just keep tension with my fingers here, so you can see the tension on that. That way it doesn't get all wrapped up. Turn 3. Now I'm gonna put about 5 turns of Teflon. I don't know if it's overboard or not. There's 4. And the way I see it is, if I can get enough Teflon, I know I'm not gonna have a leak. and 5. And then I just rub it in there. You guys can see nice, and you can still see the threads. It's a good seal. And I'm also gonna probably wanna wrap this one up. You can see I didn't clean the Teflon off of that. I just find a spot in it, and then it'll peel the way you put it on. And then I'm just gonna take all this Teflon off of this one and throw that in the trash can. They also have plumber's putty, can't talk, plumber's putty, and you can put some of that on there. Again, I'm just gonna use the Teflon because I have plumber's putty. Can't even talk this morning. Get this all cleaned up, you can see. And then I'm just gonna put new stuff on it. I probably would have been okay to put it back together, but why take the chances, right? Nobody wants water leaks. Gets into your floors, messes up your floors. And then you have a much bigger problem. Now you gotta call contractors in if you can't do that yourself. What I do is, even after I've done this, I continuously look under the sink, and I'll do it even if I haven't done this. I don't like water leaks, so I'll continuously be looking under there, making sure I've got no water leaks. All my Teflon's off, but I do it because I don't like problems. I'd rather catch the water leak sooner than later. I actually cut an opening in the back of my tub in my daughter's closet, put a panel back there so that I can access, or if I just think I better check that, I don't know, maybe it's leaking, maybe it's not, I do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the wrap on this one. All right, so I've got that. The way this nut screws on is it goes that direction up. So I want to put my tape to where it wraps and the ending is upwards. So I'm gonna grab my tape here. I usually like to take it and give me a good straight edge, which I don't have yet. There it is. And like I said, this stuff is so inexpensive. If you have to do it multiple times, buy a couple of these. And you'll be safe. So what I'm gonna do here is, this has got much more teeth, is I'm going to start it towards the back. And you can see what I mean by up. When it ends, it'll end in the upward position. And then I just continue to wrap it towards the front, keeping tension on it so that it doesn't get loose. And I'm gonna put quite a bit of Teflon on here. And I just ran out, so I'm gonna have to get another roll. I have plenty of Teflon. We'll get another roll, continue, and put it back together. Hey guys, I'm back. Usually I have this stuff in multiple locations. This time it was right where I thought it should be, in my tool bag. So I'm gonna start again. And again, I just keep tension and make sure it's nice and tight. And I don't like to be shy on the Teflon. Maybe you guys, I'm not a plumber, so if you guys are a plumber and you're seeing me do this, and if I'm doing it incorrectly, you can correct me. I'm not against having feedback. Don't like negative comments, but hey, I'm in for some positive criticism to help me so that I can do this better or not. But if no leaks, I think I've completed the mission. So I'm gonna go ahead and move the phone to underneath here, show me putting this back together. All right, so got my piece here. It just slides right up on that tube, just like that. Hole, put it in, slides. Now this just comes apart just the way it went together, or it goes together the way it came apart. There we go. I really don't like this system, like I said. It isn't, in my opinion, the best. I'd rather just have a normal P-trap. But hey, it was here when I bought the house, and I guess I'll continue using it. And I just like to get that nice, and as long as I used enough Teflon tape, hand tight is good. Now this hose here, it just slides right into that, just like that. And then it's got this little nut that comes up and screws on just the same. Now, like I said, I don't get any pliers or anything to tighten this down. I just grab it with my hands. If your hands are a little weaker, you don't think they're gonna do tight enough. And this is plastic, so this can break if you go too tight. So don't go too tight, it'll snap it and break it. So I just like to go snug right about there. And I've got Teflon on it. I just really don't like this setup. It's got too much of a bend here. I should actually change it and make it different. We'll see about that, but I just don't like it. There's too much of a bend here. Things can get caught up. I'd rather just not have it. So I'm gonna go ahead, turn on the sink, and we are going to see if we have any leaks. You guys can probably hear the water running. So far, so good. Even with the cap put back in place, we're not backing up, which is a good thing. And I'm not seeing any leaks. So guys, it's no different if you have the P-trap that comes down in a U. You're gonna have a connection here, and you're gonna have a connection here. Take those two connections, drop the P-trap. If you need that snake thing, then just run it down the pipe and forward, and as you come back, I switch my drill to reverse and bring it back out, and it'll pull all the hair that it needs to, and you'll have an unclogged drain. Let's see, I'll show you guys the sink, how it is not backing up. So normally with this in place, this sink would already be about yay deep in water. You can see there's nothing. It's draining fine. On. Ready, so it's drained. Good. Plug up, fill up, unplug, and you can hear the bubbles come back up. And it does seem to be this device here after you've plugged it up, but you can see it's draining fine, and all the water goes under. Still no leaks anywhere, so I think we are good. Alrighty guys, so if this video helps you, please like, subscribe to my page. Let me know if this helped you. Let me know what I could have done better, if I did something wrong or not. This has worked for me. I have to do this every so often with longer hair getting caught in that area. But let me know if it helps you. Like and subscribe to the page, and we'll have more videos like this. Thank you.